3 writing sprints, 2 writing breaks, and 1 Right Now community. Welcome to Kauffman Writes. I'm Kauffman, and this is your daily writing live stream. We're going to do a very casual, chill writing session. I'm making great progress on my story, Last Scarecrow, 85%, and an epic, epic, epic scene with a big reveal coming up. Where are you at on your story? Drop it down in the comments. So we're going to hop right into it. We're going to get right into the writing. We're going to start a little easier, start with the 25-minute writing sprint. I already have my software queued up. Oh, that's not pretty. There we go. I have my software queued up. Come join me, whether you want to be brainstorming, writing, or editing. That all counts as part of the writing process. So come join along, and we're starting right now. And once we get it after the writing sprint, we'll have a little writer's chat on one of our breaks. All right, beautiful. So let me throw up the music. Let's go. Perfect. All right, so I got 25 minutes on the clock, and it's time to write now. All right, writing sprint done. Wonderful. So we got the first writing sprint out of the way. Let's start off with a 7-minute break. Definitely. Let me pull up. Beautiful. So I feel like I made some good I'm make some excellent progress. How's your storytelling coming today? Usually as we get to Friday, this is kind of like the time in the week where like, okay, maybe we've been having some really great ideas this week and now we kind of get to go into the weekend strong. As for those of you who know, I had originally planned to do a story time segment today, but as I've been thinking through the last scarecrow since yesterday, and I'm realizing over the past couple of days, I'm just like I was feeling so inspired and so motivated this morning that I was like, I need to write this scene. And I'm like, I'm really excited to get through the rest of this climax, but more eager to see it fleshed out and come to life with the way that I want the climax to continue and resolve. So normally if I wasn't doing this through a live format, I would have written it already. But since it's a live format, I'm like, okay, well, we'll do more writing sprints today. So I was like, that's the vibe. Hey, what's up, Eli? Welcome, welcome, my friend, and Penelope. We have you and Mary. Welcome. Have a conversation started that will come up in the next chapter. That's exciting. Soul got to chapter 11 of the story I was writing on Wednesday. Woo! And for those of you who missed out, Soul was part of our Right Now writers group on Wednesday. Definitely make sure that if you want to be part of the writers group, make sure to send me an email, drop a comment, and let me know that you want to be involved. All Right Now writers members will receive the link invite and the meeting details. This week I did Wednesday morning. I might do it Tuesday night, depending. But yeah, whether you want to hop on to the camera with us or join in the comments, it's an absolutely great way to stay motivated as we focus week by week. It's essentially it's a live writers group, so it's super, super cool. Awesome. So yeah, but that's great that you guys are getting some great work done. Yeah, Eli, we literally just finished the first writing sprint. I'm packaging this as 3 writing sprints, but we'll see how time goes. I want to get through this next section of my story. I'm currently in the third. This will be the third and final flashback of the demon's backstory. So I'm like, whoo, man. And you guys can see like what I do. Every single time I start a writing sprint, I like to review the last little section that I'd written. If I was doing this offline, I probably would have reviewed a little farther back, but I try to be aware of like the live stream format so that way I'm not spending not that much time typing. So I do this balance. But I always think that's really helpful regardless of where your mind is at. I feel like it helps, at least for me, it helps me reorient myself into the present moment of the story, and then I can fix any like minor issues. If while I'm going through that review at the start of a sprint, if I hit a point and I'm like, I feel like there needs to be a major overhaul or major fix, I'll usually leave a comment and mental notes to myself to save it for the second draft. If I really don't like it, I'll rewrite the chapter. But y'all saw that, I want to say that was what, a week or two ago when I basically rewrote the beginning of the climax arc. I was just writing this, and I just don't like it. It happens. I wrote 261 words during the sprint. Woo! Great progress. Great progress. I feel like whenever I do sprints, I feel like I usually get, if I'm writing the entire time, I feel like I usually get anywhere between maybe like 2 to 500, depending. I think 300 is a good average. It just kind of depends on where I am at. Actually, I'm kind of curious. I always forget to check word counts. I know some writers do. I know some writers will check word counts on sprints. I need to be better about doing that. Let's see. How many words did I get? I thought it was really cool this description, this scene that I described. Let's see. Yeah, I want to say I got 248 words. Ooh. ML, you beat me by about 15 to 20 words. You beat me by that much. I was like, I was having too much fun describing the scene as like these create. I'm like, I really want the elemental nature of this world to be so apparent. And I very much picture that they come in that they're in this cavern, and it's a cavern where basically all the major elements are pretty apparent. Like you have snow that's coming up from the ground. The ground itself is like an ember red of this like giant crater. The walls is this like kind of foresty vines, like kind of like electricity. And then the top level, you see the open sky, and you see it raining. And it's kind of like the rain and the snow is almost like counteracting each other. I was actually having a lot of fun with that description. I try not to go like too much into scene into world descriptions. I try to find that balance because I have a habit of over describing things. So try to be aware of that. Let's see. I wrote that Joanna chapter I submitted like 6 times before cutting the whole last 2/3 off and keeping what I sent you. Woo! So I get it. Delete you are. It's okay. You'll make more. You know what? That happens, my friends. For those of you who know, we read an excerpt of Eli's story at last Saturday's Story and Critique show, and it was pretty interesting. It's such a different contrast to the first chapter of the sci-fi story. Definitely make sure later today to go check out last weekend's show if you missed out. And I guess this is probably like a good call out. If you want an excerpt of your story read, tomorrow's Story and Critique show, 1 p.m. Pacific, 2, 3, 4 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to send over an excerpt today if you want it read aloud live for a live reading and a live critique. So it's super cool. Absolutely free. Penelope, I use word counts just to keep myself honest. so, so you're like, all right, I have to hit a minimum word count. 5 words don't count today. Because really, I wrote today can mean I wrote 5. Yep. I wrote 5 words. I was like, yeah, I wrote so much. I wrote 6 words, and then I deleted them. Oh man. Thanks, Mom. I appreciate it. You too. Sounds like we both made some progress. Okay. So let's get into writing sprint number 2. I'm going to do 30 minutes on this one because I'm on the vibe today. I am on such a great mindset. I really want to get through this scene today. Apparently this became 28. I was like, okay. No, we got to do an even number. My OCD will not let me do a non 5-digit interval. All right, so 30 minutes. And Penelope hashtag, and then I deleted them. Oh, it's funny. No, I miss Comic Sans. Goodbye, Comic Sans. It was nice knowing you while you lasted. We lived with our Comic Sans for how many? 201. I think today is what, 201 days of writing. So 200 days of Comic Sans. Farewell, Comic Sans. It was nice knowing you. I'm going to be trying out a few of the different fonts. I'm sure most of you saw, but I put out a poll up on my socials, and so far it's kind of seeming like the highest interest seems to be in the Georgia font. So I'm trying that out today. I might play around with a couple of them, but I'm kind of liking like the titling. Like I'll blow this up for a second so you can see. But like I'm kind of liking just like the way of how Georgia looks. I was kind of a fan of Ariel as well. I went back and forth between Georgia and Ariel. But for now, I'm liking Georgia. I think another reason I like Georgia, so you can see on the right here, I'm actually such a fan of the heading for Georgia a little bit more than Ariel. So I think that was another reason why I'm trying out Georgia. Definitely let me know what you guys think of the font in the comments. Of course, the goal of fonts for me, font has never been too big of a thing for me personally, but in a live stream format, I care about it being as readable and as gauging to you, the audience, and anybody who's checking out the live streams or the replays. So that's one of the reasons, because I've gotten so much feedback about Comic Sans coming across not as like professional, and a little bit more memey. I know we've had conversations over the past couple weeks. So trying it out. I think I'm enjoying Georgia so far. All right, and I think all right, I think 110 is the vibe. All right, perfect. So we're gonna do a second writing sprint. And by the way, if you're just hopping into the stream, welcome, welcome. We're just about to hop into our second writing sprint. We're gonna do 30 minutes on this one. I'll throw up another fantasy playlist. Whether you're brainstorming, writing, or editing, let's get these stories developed. And if you are enjoying the stream, follow and subscribe. Right Now is a daily writing variety live stream channel. We do story and critiques, we do podcast episodes with live published authors and writing professionals. We do story time segments, reading from best-selling novels. I've hosted other guests from other writing channels, and we have much more to come. So if you're subscribed, you'll be alerted when I go live. And make sure if you're here on YouTube that you have that little bell notification right below the video. I think it's right on the channel itself. You have that bell notification turned on, and you'll be alerted when I go live every week or every day. All right, beautiful. And let's get into this. I got to adjust that to 30 minutes. All right, perfect. And I am all ready. Okay, so we got 30 minutes on the clock, and wait for my dinger. It's time to write now. All right, writing sprint done. Woo, got some good work in there. Wonderful, wonderful. So let's take up another little writing break, 7 minutes, and let's do it. How did that writing sprint treat you? I it's kind of interesting, like with where I'm at with this memory, and I realize this happened with the last memory too, of like where we're at this point in my story where it's like I needed the action to stay consistent, but I'm realizing because at the point that I'm at, there's some character building that has to be done with the last demon, or as I have to show in this memory before I have this next event take place. So I really knew that it was important to show this moment that was happening before I move on to the next thing. And I'm trying not to draw it out too much. I'm kind of playing around with their personalities a little bit. The trench coat creator is one that's I've referenced a number of times throughout the story, and then his son, the young boy, and of course the last robot. All fun characters. That would definitely need a little more fleshing out in the second draft, but definitely making some good progress with them for sure. Woo! I got 322 written. I am happy. Woo! That's awesome. Let's see how many I got. Actually, I'm curious. ML, I'm like totally inspired by you. I feel like I need to start tracking my word counts now. But I know that like a lot of writing motivation, writing sprint authors track word counts all the time during the sprints. I just always forget. All right, let's see what we got. I was like, so I'm trying to remember where I even left off. All right, I want to say that I started here. Let's see, how many words did I get? Ooh, 489. Man, I was on a roll that time. Woo! I was like, dang, I was surprised. I was like, I got what, 489? Yeah, I think my average is like probably low end average is probably 200. So then I think I probably range on an average sprint anywhere between 2 to maybe 6 or 700 words depending. But I'm also a really fast typer. I know, and I'm also at a point in my story where like I'm what 85, getting close to 86% in. I'm at a point where I know exactly like the events that need to happen. And like what's taking me the longest is figuring out like the character descriptions and a lot of the world building elements. And this is actually the downside to not establishing to not doing further character development for supporting characters and more world building before going into it. You end up investing a little bit more time during the writing process and making creative decisions. Whereas if I had done like a full character breakdown for my supporting characters, I had done more practice with the different settings and the scenes and done just more planning, then this portion, the writing portion of this would have gone a little faster. There's no like right or wrong way to it. This is just where this story has taken me. Let's see. I'm going to go back and watch your older videos to look at your story from the beginning. Yeah, that's awesome. You definitely you'll I mean ML, I've been doing what? So I think we're in about 201 days of streaming, but I usually end up writing the majority of the time during the Kauffman Writes segment. Today is I think what 166 episodes, and you definitely notice a transition between the three acts. I mean, like the first act is much more of a solo journey with Scarecrow. The second act is where I introduce a lot of animals and you see a lot more fun and games and world developing. And then this last act is a lot more of like kind of like this epic lead in. There's a lot more magical elements. There's a lot more of like the threat, and clearly they're facing off. So it's really cool. I over the next couple months, I'm going to take the community through how I go about a second draft through like the editing process, and I'll kind of show you guys what I do when I go through like a revision, how I have to flesh out other characters. uh Basically I have to further flesh out. Overall, I feel decent about Scarecrow, but I need to continue to flesh out the cast of characters. I have some world building elements I need to further define. Um, I think the strongest thing from the first draft is probably the plot. I'm very confident in the plot, and I think it's the world building needs to be fleshed out the most, and then a lot of like the descriptions, a lot of minor stuff. So I'll be taking you guys through that through the next couple months. And then once I get through the next probably two drafts, I'll send it off to an editor. And I'm going to self publish this first book intentionally. And I'll take you through how I go about creating a marketing plan for self publishing a book based off my research and based off speaking with many publishing experts and kind of seeing how is it effective? Is it not effective? And we'll see whenever I get to book launch. I'll probably launch the book like beginning of 2025, I think will be my goal. But yeah, thanks for going back and checking out stuff. Let's see, so full page. Woo! So you did about 500 words as well. Great, great work. It sounds like Soul that you're really on a roll with your writing this week, which is awesome. Let's see. ML, this chapter is fun, so it's easy to write for me. Yeah, that's always great. It's always it makes such a difference when you're at a point in your story where it's like it's flowing more naturally with whether like the decisions that you're making. That's always a huge plus. It's kind of how I feel like now with the chapters I'm in. Like, well, I have to make some creative decisions with like the characters and the world. Overall, it's flowing pretty well for me. It's flowing very, very well. I'm not having too many issues. Eli, there's only so much utility in planning, though. As I mentioned with all those Joanna rewrites, each one was planned. LL, they still came out shit. Yeah, and I mean, I think that's always the thing with and I think that's always why we have to find a balance, right? Between planning and writing and playing to our strengths, right? Some of us are much stronger at developing like world building, developing characters. Others of us are better at just writing and coming up with decisions on the spot or descriptions. I think it's really playing to our strengths because when we write, this is my outlook. If we write something and we're ever lost or we're ever stuck or we ever don't know what to write, it's usually a direct of either A, not having a clear enough plan for either the characters, the world building, or the plot, or it's B, we don't have the right words. We haven't done enough research for the right words we need to use for the right the structure for the stylistic element of what we're trying to create, right? So it's either a developmental opportunity or it's more of like a literal opportunity of which having a greater vocabulary just comes from either from being a well-read reader or being intentional with research. So, and every story is different. That's the thing. Every story is different. Some stories are vastly more difficult to write than others, right? And that really, and then you're also taking your own skill level into account. Um, if you've been writing stories your entire life, you're going to be able to put together complex ideas and complex sentences and complex things at a more accelerated rate than somebody who's maybe started within the past couple years. And it's neither good or a bad thing because we're not comparing, but I think it's just being aware of where you're at with your writing skill level. And I think that's all that is. Just being clear with where you're at and what your goals are. Many of the things that work best in my story were decisions I made almost arbitrarily and later realized, oh, wait, that's actually way better than I thought at first. Right answer, wrong method. That's awesome. And sometimes that happens, right? Sometimes we try things. And I mean, that's the point of a rough draft, too. A lot of writers forget that, like, the goal of a rough draft is literally to have fun and to try new things. Like, that's the goal of it. And I think one of the greatest things is when you've tried something that you think is going to be garbage, and then you're like, oh, wait, that actually connects with this plot or connects with this character. And it actually adds to the theme when you thought it wasn't going to work at all. And I think that's one of like the most incredible feelings. It's happened to me like a couple times. I think the further you get into story, the more consistent that's able to become a lot of the time because you start having a greater understanding of the elements in the back of your mind and what you've put out onto paper or computer. So awesome. And that is my diatribe on the writing process today. All right, let's see. Okay. All right. I need to write the epic part of the scene. I'm like at that point. I need to write the action, the epic part. I think it's time. I think it's time for me to write that. The highlight of this scene. I'm super stoked. Okay. Yeah, that and there's actually a lot of truth to that. It's almost like sometimes when writers are developing story ideas for years, it's kind of like their brain's cooking like the ideas. And then once we start writing it, sometimes it's like we're cooking whether like character ideas or we're cooking plot ideas or world ideas. And then we still continue to draw inspiration from life itself and what we're consuming. But it's kind of like we're more like proactively thinking about it. That is one of the things I absolutely love about the writing process. Okay, beautiful. So let's hop into another sprint. Um, let's see. Yeah, let's hop into it. I don't have any real ad ad right now. Okay, so let's go into writing sprint 3 of 3. I'm making great progress, but I'm gonna challenge us. I usually don't do longer sprints because of the format, but I'm going to challenge us for the first time with a 40-minute sprint. We're gonna go a little longer. Partially, I want to get through. I want to get to this next point in my story, but let's do like we'll do this last sprint with a little longer and really see if we can really like get into what we're trying to push right now. So I'm going to do 40 minutes. And let's do it. I'll probably have to go through a couple musical playlists. All right, perfect. So let's see. I need to adjust that. Okay. I believe in us. I think we can do it. I think we can end off strong. And then we're going to feel so accomplished as we go into the weekend. So this will be awesome. Okay. So I got 40 minutes on the clock. Awesome. I got 40 minutes on the clock. I am all set. And we'll wait for the bell. It's time to write now.
old song, destiny to see. Stand and rise, face the dark, like the skies. Leave your mark, eyes on the prize, heart beats hard, dreams to realize. Playing every card, the wind whispers brave, the stars guide the way. No soul left to save, time to make them pay. Eyes on the prize, heart beats hard, dreams to realize. Playing every card, the wind whispers brave, the stars guide the way. No soul left to save, time to make them pay. Time to make them pay. Stand and rise, face the dark, like the skies. Leave your mark, the old song. Destiny to see, stand and rise, face the dark, like the skies, leave your mark, eyes on the prize, heart beats hard, dreams to realize, played every card, the wind whispers brave, the stars guide the way, no soul left to save, time to make
I forgot to turn the mic back on, but yeah, I was really happy with the resolution of that moment. Um, wow, I did a lot of world building too. Well, I feel like I probably did too much world building in that section. Probably did a little too much, but I was so proud with how it came out. Let's see. I only wrote 190 words, but I got the chapter completed. Yes, yes, success. Great work. That's awesome. I cannot wait to see you going through your editing process. I am not a fan of editing. Yeah, I enjoy the editing process, but the trick and the strategy is to make editing fun and easy. And it takes work to make it fun and easy. So I have a lot of different techniques to do so, since I know a lot of writers struggle with editing. So yeah, I'll definitely show you guys what I do as I go through that process. Absolutely. Let's see. I got Energizer Bunny Chucker. Oh man, I got over 100 words this time. Woo! I got oh no, you got over 1,000 words this time. Dang, great work. Great work. I was like, I don't know. On a really good I was on a really good roll in that time. I was like, how am I? I have no clue. I was Wow, yeah, I think so. I got almost 1,000 too. Oof, man, crazy stuff. But great progress. Great progress. So once again, so really great work, my friends. I feel like we made some excellent work on our writing today. For those of you who don't know, as we look towards creative writing on the morrow, make sure that if you want an excerpt of your story read, to submit an excerpt now. Tomorrow is the story and critique show, and we will be doing live excerpt readings and critiques. So send over that excerpt now. I don't think I have too many submissions this week, so we should be I should be able to get through all of them. We'll say I still need to check how many I've actually received and check what I missed from last weekend. So definitely send over an excerpt now. Tomorrow's show, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. As always, that will be super fun. The Saturday stream is always quite a lot of fun. So make sure to send over that story, send over that excerpt, whether it's the beginning of a story or the middle that you just need some help with or you're needing feedback on. So definitely send that over. And if you're still looking for something to check out and you haven't already, check out the Right Now Writers Group episode 1 from Wednesday. It's on the Right Now YouTube channel. It was an absolutely great episode. We had some great collaboration, some great writing on screen. Shout out to both Sol and Penelope who are here in the stream with me today. And it was a really cool, and we had a lot of you commenting in the chat. So great episode. Definitely recommend. First meeting, and we'll be meeting again every Wednesday moving forward. So check those out. And we got a lot of work today. So send over those excerpts for the critique show. Let's see. Mary got some things rearranged. Hope it flows better. Up to over 5,900 words. Great work, my friend. You've been getting some really good progress this week. That's awesome. And Mary, I'm like so excited to read the next part. The chase scene we were doing was a lot of fun. I'm curious to see what how they escape, and I want to see more of the crystal magic. Thanks for reminding me. I sent one over. Wonderful. Looking forward to it. ML, thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate y'all. It's been an excellent stream, but most importantly, don't forget, tap that like button on your way out. Let me know that you got value out of it. Help us show the algorithms that writing streams are cool. And that, my friends, is all that I got for you today. Don't forget, words are wind, but stories are forever. I'm Kauffman, and I'll catch you on the morrow. Stay creative, writers.